When John finally went back to the locker room after his meltdown, he was all alone. Wrath had returned to the main house, Lash had been taken away to the clinic, and the other guys had gone home. Which was good. In the resounding quiet, he took the longest shower of his life, just stood under the hot spray, letting the water run down him. His body felt achy, sick. Jesus Christ, had he really bitten the king? Beaten a classmate? John eased back against the tile. In spite of all the spray washing over him and the soap he'd used, nothing cleaned him off. He still seemed curiously dirty. But then, disgrace and shame did make you feel like you were covered in pig shit. Cursing, he looked down at the sparse muscles of his chest and the sunken pit of his stomach and the pointy knobs of his hips, looked past his utterly unimpressive sex to his little feet, then followed the tile to the drain where Lash's blood had funneled out. He could have killed the guy, he realized. He'd been that out of control. John. He jerked his head up. Zadist was standing in the shower's entryway, his face utterly impassive. You finish, you come up to the main house. We'll be in Wrath's study. John nodded and turned the water off. Chances were very good that he was going to be kicked out of the training program, maybe out of the house. And he couldn't blame them. But God, where would he go? After Z left, John toweled dry, put his clothes on, and went across the hall to Tor's office. He had to keep his eyes down as he passed through on his way to the tunnel. He couldn't bear any of his memories of torment right now. Not a single one. Couple minutes later, he was in the mansion's foyer, staring up at the grand staircase. He climbed the red-carpeted steps slowly, feeling unbearably tired, and the exhaustion grew worse when he got to the top. The double doors to Wrath's study were open, and voices spilled out, the king's and others. How he would miss them all, he thought. The first thing he noticed when he stepped into the room was Tor's chair. The ugly green monster had been moved and was now behind and to the left of the throne. Odd,